course, we are here at the Lee Funeral Home for the final journey of June Moi, who passed on a week ago. And as you've already put it, the convoy is leaving here at the Lee Funeral Home and will be going straight to Wilson Airport before heading all the way to Baringo, or rather where the final interment will be happening. And of course, we expect that this process will take a short time because the service that was supposed to, the activities that were supposed to be happening here at the Lee Funeral Home have been very short. It has been like about 5 minutes or so since the family gathered here, and the convoy will be leaving here all the way and will be heading towards the Wilson Airport, where there will be the body will be airlifted all the way to the final resting place, and we'll be expecting a single service that will be happening at AIC Kabarak Community Chapel grounds, and there will be a lot of activities that will be happening there. But just a quick preview of what these very that is happening. What we expect is some of the interludes and the memories have continued to pour in from members of the family, friends, and even leadership from the country. And we recently saw a service that was there on Sunday to remember, and of course, just have that at the back of the minds of the friends and family, remembering who June was. And June was born in El Damaravin on the 1st of June 1963. She was expected to, of course, to have her 61st birthday on just about a month and a half before that demise that happened last week on Wednesday, or rather Thursday. And she was the loving daughter of His Excellency, the late authoritative Moi, the second president of the Republic of Kenya, and of course the late, and was also the late Leonard Chungo Moi's daughter, and a loving sister to Jennifer Moi Kobitany, the late Jonathan Moi, Raymond Kipruto Moi, John Mark Moi, Philip Moi, Doris de Korir Moi, and of course Gideon Moi, who is a former senator of Baringo County. And of course, this convoy will be headed all the way to Wilson Airport, and it is being escorted by the police, who also clearing the way to ensure that the process from here to Wilson Airport is quick and, of course, timely, because the program at the grounds where the event will be happening at the Kabara Community Chapel grounds will be starting from around 9 a.m. and we expect that there will be keeping time because June, according to some of those who gave their tribute, was a stickler for time. Which at times she was very joyous and she had so many friends. And of course, we expect that some of those members will be remembering high education work. The place where she went to school is not very far away from this place where we are now. This is there should be Mbagadi way, or Raila Odinga's road that was renamed recently. And June enjoyed her early education in Ndamarakwin. She went on to Moringwa Primary School for early childhood education, and later proceeded with her primary education in Kilimani, and then studied in Nairobi Primary. That location is not so very far away from here, and also went to Kenya High, where she did so well in academics and as well as the co-curricular activities, sports, where she was the captain of the hockey team. And these were some of the messages that were given by the alumni of Kenya High, where she was a student. She also was so good in swimming, and some of those activities that really touched on parking and of course giving a chance to many. We have a lot of that will be happening, but we'll be giving you more details as soon as we get to Western Airport.
That is the police escorting the body of the late June Moi, who was the daughter to the former president, also the late Moi. And so far, this particular movement is headed to the Wilson Airport, where the body shall be lifted, straight to where we're expecting the burial ceremony to happen. Emmanuel To just giving us live pictures as that particular motorcade is moving, and you can see essentially the escort by the police, and giving more details, as he has mentioned, just in as far as that movement is concerned. I'm told Emmanuel To has more information. Remember, that is Bagathi Road, and we have just left the Lee Funeral Home. Emmanuel, please keep us up to date once again on what exactly has developed.
Well, about her education and some of the milestones she was able to achieve during her lifetime for the 6 years that she has been living, of course, with us, and giving a lot of hope and inspiring many in terms of, in fact, even the education that I was giving details about. She, after the school that, after concluding school to the high end of the authoritative Tongari, she furthered her schooling and studies at Job University, Bachelor of Arts, that was in 1987, and later went on to Boston University, where she received her master's in psychology in 1988. Her work that she lost for establishing her business for the state of Denver. So she's a lot of work that she did during her time, and to have left behind we saw her during that service on Sunday, where a lot of messages were given, including some of the leadership that came there. I saw some of the leaders, including the former CEO for Internal Security, who was also there. I remember for Kilgore, is also who has served this country for a long time, and some of other leaders who showed up during that event that took place at Cabernet Gardens in Nairobi, which was a service in honor of the late Moi's daughter, Moi. And a lot of messages, and some of those that also sent their condolence messages of President William Ruto and top leaders in the country, who also said, remembered June for a lot of work that she did, including also the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Salim Davadi, who is also the CS for Foreign Affairs, and other leaders. The messages have been outpouring, and a lot of messages of hope, and people, of course, celebrating her life. Other leaders who also gave their messages were the CS for Cooperative and MSME Development, Simon Chiligui, who remembered June as a patriot, as a person who loved her country, as a person who espoused some of the messages that, of course, gave a lot of people in this country and even beyond a reason to live. And of course, some of the leadership that also was also present was some of the members of the clergy, including AIC presiding Bishop Abraham Mulwa, who also was presided over that event, urging members to take, of course, borrow a leaf from the life that was lived through the fullest. June passed on at, of course, peacefully. There was not so much about that, and of course, even after school, there were some of the activities that many would also pick up from her. And I remember the brother, June Moi, saying that she was very jovial and also had a lot of charisma, and giving just those people who are around her a message or a reason to smile and it was some sort of also a private person who was modest. We now almost getting to. Actually, we are now entering Wilson Airport. This will be where a chopper will be waiting to head all the way to the ground where the stuff will be happening. So that is the match we have from here. Anki will be giving you more details once we check in here at Wilson Airport.
All right, thank you very much, Emmanuel To. Now that is the arrival at the Wilson Airport. We are giving you that coverage. Those are live pictures as we are seeing the body of the late June Moi escorted by that convoy to the Wilson Airport. And of course, just you have heard following the updates and what Emmanuel To has been sharing is that family and friends still in a somber mood, but we join them all as a country in this, and also just bringing to your attention that the late June was born on the 1st of June 1963, and the day of her demise or sunset was on the 11th of April 2024. Well, she fell unwell on the day of the 11th of April 2024 and sadly departed. What you're seeing now is the entrance. They have just arrived. The police still, of course, with the escort. Right there, you're seeing their arrival at the Wilson Airport. Basically, the camera crew just giving you the pictures live as they're happening, and I'm sure you can follow closely with us as well. Remember that the police, and you can see there that order is being maintained all the way when they left the Lee funeral home to the Bagathi Road and now Langata Road. Now, finally, at the Wilson Airport, the police still ensuring that there is smooth, seamless flow right there. Order is expected all the way, and the body will be lifted. Directly to the home area. The body will be lifted very shortly. We'll be joining Emmanuel To as well for that. And we have the eulogy with us, June Moi, who passed on the 11th of April. And so far, we'll be seeing all these tributes and eulogy also given in with friends and families, including her daughters, brothers, nieces, cousins and friends, and uncles, etc. But we will ensure that this particular information comes to you. The coverage will be live right here at KTN News throughout until the end. So this is where we are at right now. She has just arrived at the Wilson Airport and will be airlifted to the Kabarak. Now, just quickly giving you details of that burial preparations is with us. As the team continues to give us the information of what is expected, Kenyans are still pouring their condolences to family and friends of the late June Moi. So far, what is so known about her is her leadership skills, being a great mother, a great spouse, and a lot of people saying she mentored and built their lives into the people they are. June Moi died at the age of 60 years old. She died at the age of 60 after a short, she felt unwell and was taken to the hospital. That is when we lost her. Now, so far, we're expecting that the body will be airlifted straight to, of course, Nakuru and to Kabarak University at the AIC Kabarak Community Chapel grounds. There will be a funeral service that will happen at least between 10 a.m. and later a procession is also expected to Bahati where the burial ceremony will take place. It is important to walk this journey with us. So far, what we have seen in live pictures is that the body arrived at the Wilson Airport with the escort of proper security and the police. But now we're expecting then that the body shall be lifted to, straight to Nakuru, straight to Kabarak University at the AIC Kabarak Community Chapel. You are seeing the live pictures right there now. They have, of course, obtained the access. All right, that is at the Wilson Airport live. The pictures you're seeing are in the respect and honor of the late June Moi, this particular convoy, and the body has now arrived at the Wilson Airport from the Lee Funeral Home, and here we are expecting that her body will be lifted to Nakuru. Of course, just to give you more insight, is that the police have been on this convoy, ensuring that it's been seamless. The movement has been seamless, and you can see, including the police at the front, there is organization, there is proper coordination, and Kenyans are following closely on this journey. Emmanuel So is giving us the live pictures and will be giving us details that we need this far. But from where we are, from where we sit, and what you're seeing is the live pictures as they are arriving the Wilson Airport. I have arrived the Wilson Airport, now accessing the particular airport. And we are looking at the late June Moi's life, celebrating it because she has been eulogized by different voices in authority, leaders, including President William Ruto. We followed closely from the day of her demise on April 11th, different people, the school she went to, people who interact with her, just praising her for her great personality, the insights that came with her living, and celebrating the many things that she done, including leadership in her own capacity. Police on the forefront guiding this convoy all the way, and I just want to quickly also give you the program that is expected to flow this particular day for the late, of course, the late June Moi, giving the final respects to her and celebrating her life. That is what this program is written today, Thursday, 18th of April, 2024. This particular service will be done at the AIC Kabarak Community Chapel grounds, and there will be a prelude where, of course, there'll be the overhead music system taking over. There'll be the opening hymn, and there'll be the invocation and the Lord's Prayer, but this will be led by Reverend Laban Kitoni. Words of welcome will be, of course, guided and given by Honorable Raymond Kipruto Moi. This is just the program of the funeral service as given in the eulogy. Also, Madam Doris Moi will read out the eulogy. Madam Doris Moi, essentially, we're looking at the tributes now that will be trickling down this same day as well during the service by her daughters, Paula, Suzanne, Jepkemboi will speak on behalf of the daughters of the late June. Her brothers and sisters will also speak. Brothers and sisters will also speak, including Major retired Philip Moi. Nieces and nephews will be, heard on this particular day. We will hear from her cousins, of course, represented by Pamela Jepchumba Endere. And friends are also going to be joining the family on this day as we pay the last respects to the late Dr. June Moi. And of course, friends will be represented this morning in the program by Dr. Wanjiku Motia. We're looking at special presentations in honor of a beautiful, well-lived and celebrated life. And that presentation will come from Kabarak University Chapel Choir. So these are the programs lined up for the burial and funeral service this morning as we lay to rest the late Dr. June, of course, Moi. And we're also looking at, uncles and families, aunties represented by Alice Bomet, and dignitaries. In fact, the number of dignitaries not fully displayed at this point in time, but we'll get to know once we reach that particular location and the venue, the dignitaries who will be present for this particular last and honor of celebrations of the late Dr. June. So we will be giving you names of the dignitaries that will arrive as they arrive, when they speak, what they say. But what we know for sure is on the day of her demise, members of parliament, leaders in different capacity took to social media, to the press, and they eulogized June in their own way. Most of them having interacted with her from her childhood, her early, education, all the way to now senior citizen in her 60s. So we will be giving you all that that coverage. The history and the bio has also been shared by Emmanuel To, who is on location, following closely the convoy as they are moving. Now, we know that earlier on they're at Wilson Airport. Let's hear again from Emmanuel To. Emmanuel To, where are we now? Have we moved? Has the body been lifted? Please bring us up to speed. Emmanuel.
Quite a short ride from Lee Funeral Home to here at the Wilson Airport, and the body is just here waiting to be moved into the plane that is awaiting just on my right here. And my colleague Danny Mann is just giving you those pictures live from here, and we expect that this process will be very quick, just as it has been at the Lee Funeral Home, where the family members, a few of them, will be escorting the body from here all the way to Baringo, and rather, as you have already put it, that this service will be beginning at around 9 to from 9 a.m. and some of the family members will be given a chance to speak and, of course, celebrate the life of June Moi, who passed on on 11th April 2024. And just like her name, she was born on the 1st of June 1963. And this is the day that we also celebrate the Madaraka Day here in Kenya. And so there's so much of symbolism, so much of respect attached to her name and the service she has had for the country and the family and any other person who came close to her. And some of the messages that had already been passed by members of the family and beyond. The former Baringo Senator June Moi said that the family is drawing comfort and strength from the triumph in the death of Jesus Christ. And of course, because this death came just a few days after Easter holiday, and where many Christians were celebrating the life and death of Jesus Christ and the resurrection. And this event, and of course this somber activity, has given a way for the members of the family and even others beyond the family to remember the times and the life and times of June Moi. And of course, we'll be expecting to have more leaders attending the funeral service that will be happening just a few kilometers from here in Nakuru County at that venue that you've already mentioned in Baringo, or rather in Nakuru County, where we expect that a lot of activities, a lot of guests, a lot of leaders will be giving their tributes, the glowing tributes that have already been coming thick and fast in Bahati constituency, as that will be happening there. So there's a lot that will be happening. The members of the family already here, they're already coming off from the hearse and will be moving towards the plane that is awaiting to move the body all the way to Nakuru County in Bahati constituency, where we will be having some of the events happening there. I can see the son of June Moi, Gigan, part of the team there, and of course some of other members of the family who are here. They said they might not speak to us, and we hope that we'll be getting some more details once they land in the venue of where the service will be happening. And so just waiting to see and hear what will be happening. And so, Anki, it has been a short procession all the way from the Lee Funeral Home, and some of the family members are here to escort June Moi to her final resting place. It is the last time she's leaving the city of Nairobi, and the service will be happening in her honor a few kilometers from here. Let me just see whether I can speak to one of the family members to give their views or a comment about what they remember about the late June. And I don't know whether we could speak to you, just a comment about what you remember about the late June.
She was very charismatic, very humble, and very jovial lady. And we remember her for her fashionable style. She was a very, very close lady to me because she's a sister to my mother. And it's quite emotional explaining so many things about her. Thank you so much.
Sorry, so let's get a comment from you. What do you remember about the late June?
My auntie was full of humor. She's a kind-hearted lady. We love her so much. We deeply miss her. Yes, thank you.
Your name and also what is the key moment that you remember with her?
My name is Alan, the son of the late Jonathan Moi. I remember all the birthdays. It was full of laughter and fun. I'll say that for now. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me see whether I can get a comment from Keegan. Hello, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Just start with your name again and tell us what you remember about the late June.
So my name is Keegan Moi, our late Auntie June's nephew. She was a fantastic and joyous lady, always lit up the room, and incredibly astute, and always had fantastic things to say about everyone around her. Her good spirit and her good laugh will always be missed. Thank you.
They said that she really loved sporting activities. Did you ever interact with her? And maybe what was her message to you and some of the advices she gave?
Well, I can't say I had personal a lot, but I know my father, Gideon, and her who had a lot of time together. And in fact, many people know my father for being a good horseman. But not many people know that she's one of the people who introduced him to the horsing world. So that is something that will always be keen. I play polo myself, so she in a way also impacted on me by bringing our family into the game of polo. She was somebody who would never stand down, even though she was a lady. She'd have strong spirits, and she would always be able to meet whichever opposition came her way. Yeah.
And did you ever race with her?
I personally didn't. Unfortunately, I think I was too young to be. We weren't competing at the same time, but my father did. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry for the loss. Let's get some more views from some more members. Your name again and your comment.
My name is Mombasa Road. Today we are remembering Auntie June. She was a very loving auntie to us. She was a family person. She always used to bring everyone on board, even people not from the family. And she was very, jovial all the time. She used to encourage us to work hard and pursue our careers in whatever field we want to pursue. And today we're just sad, but also we know she's in a better place. And may her soul rest in peace.
Amen. And maybe one key thing that you really remember about her, any advices that she gave to you during her lifetime?
One of her greatest advices, she always tells us to always strive to be different. It's not important. It's the basic thing is not to survive, but also to thrive. And she also, one of her great advices was familiarity breeds contempt, and we should always strive to be, to be unique from any other person and pursue our best abilities as much as we can.
So much. I'm sorry for your loss. Just a comment as well. What do you remember about the late June?
I think, everyone's heard it. I think she's just a special person in our lives. She meant a lot for us. So, yeah, that's what I remember.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, we have to move because we're approaching that part where the body will be put into the plane that is awaiting. And as you have heard from some of the nieces, those who grew up together with June, there's so much, a lot of messages of hope, and of course, just saying they remember her for being so jovial, for being nephews rather, and we are getting a lot, and a lot will be said in the other end where the service will be happening. And so this is the body being moved out of the house now to the plane that has been waiting to have this process concluded from Nairobi. And as we had already mentioned to you, the late June Moi was born in Eldama Ravine on the 1st of June 1963, and her daughter will be also giving a message, and we expect that some of the members of the family will be expounding more on what some of the nephews have said here, and some who will be speaking even more after the process that will be happening in at the venue, which is AIC Kabara Community Chapel grounds. And so I don't know whether I could get some more to speak, but they are currently busy trying to just finish up with the process here at the Wilson Airport. Remember, we've just left the Lee Funeral Home a few minutes ago, and it seems the process will also take a short time here before the body is airlifted. And just to remind you, the late June really had a lot of fun. She had a lot of hobbies and service, and she was active and led a very fit lifestyle. You've heard from some of the members here saying that she loved playing polo. She was also a member of the hockey team, and a lot of messages, and people are just remembering her for the good and the service she had for humanity during her time. And as we also remember some of her, some of the things that she did, some have remembered her for being someone with a good sense of fashion, theater, and sporting, reading, and a lot of things that can be really remembered as after, even long after her passing. And she loved movies, and one of them that was mentioned during the service that happened 3 or 4 days ago was that she loved Nollywood movies, the movies from Nigeria. And one of them, and also some which are also beyond those from Africa, was the Game of Thrones. She loved the Game of Thrones, and it has been listed as some of those things that she loved. In part, in terms of the foods that she really enjoyed, some said that she loved spinach lasagna. And I don't know, we were speaking to one of the family members who was telling us something before we had to move, and I just want you to pick up from there. Just remind us again your name and the things that you really remember about her.
Yeah. Okay, so the thing is, my name is Alex Moi, and for us, I think June was just, someone special for us. She always said, she just, it's work hard, be respectful, be humble, because, you always get rewarded for, all of that. So yeah, just someone special to all of us, and, we'll all miss her, but at the same time, just have to accept for, what happened. So yeah.
Did you pick any leaf from her in terms of the fashion? Because I can see some of the piga luku kidogo. How was it? Did you pick anything?
To be fair, I just picked just simple life advice. Just kind of working hard. I'll say fashion just my trend. I just love to look good. So yeah, that's just this is my thing.
And lastly, perhaps in terms of the close relationship you had with her, did you have any chance to interact with her at a personal level, and what was it like?
Yeah, I did get a few times before during festive season. It's quite a special kind of a relationship with her. She always told me to go to university, work hard, dream big, and yeah, that's what she did for us. So yeah, it's special.
Thank you so much for your views, and sorry for the loss. All right, and we already done with the part of moving the body into the plane, and I hope that will be done in a few minutes before takeoff. And remember, some of the family members are also in the venue where the service will be happening, and some are here. They will be escorting the body, and we will be giving a lot of the glowing tributes that we had been given. And so, Anki, we await just a few more steps and a few more things to be concluded before the process is done here at the Wilson Airport. Anki, back to you, Anki.
Thank you very much. Those are live pictures from Wilson Airport. We appreciate you even just allowing us to see, June's nephews who, of course, are there with you. You can see now on the screen that is the particular airplane that will be lifting the late June Moi's, of course, body to Nakuru. The burial ceremony will be happening, and we will be seeing her being laid to rest in Bahati. We appreciate, your feedback as well, and we've also heard from her nephews, to be precise, Alan, and of course Keegan Moi, just eulogizing their auntie, saying she was loving, charismatic, she was, she loved sports, always encouraging them to be unique. In fact, the nephews have also eulogized her as a humble, great spirit, beautiful, good spirit. Also, just seeing what the nephew said, they did not leave out the fact that June had a great fashion sense, having been very well articulate in that matter from friends as well. They have just also shared with us that June had a great fashion sense, was charismatic, and she was a great spirit. What we have also seen there is that was just but a section of the family members at the Wilson Airport. Right there, we are waiting for the takeoff of that airplane, which will be going straight to Nakuru Ukabarak. So this is where we have reached from when the body left the Lee Funeral Home, escorted by police, family, friends, and what we are seeing now is the preparations for the takeoff to Nakuru. There will be a service at the AIC, but so far the live pictures being captured there are live on location. So we will be walking with you this journey all the way to when we get to Nakuru, to be more specific, Bahati. But before that, remember there will be a service that will be happening at the AIC Kabarak Community Chapel grounds. There will be a service in her honor. This is the last respects that family and friends are paying to the late Dr. June Moi, and the service will happen at AIC Kabarak Community Chapel grounds. At this point in time, Emmanuel To is still walking this journey with us, and we'll be going with us step by step. Again, I'm told there's another very key important development. Emmanuel To, back to you at the Wilson Airport.
Well, I thank you very much, Anki. We are still getting some of the family members to speak to us. Remember, we had spoken to some, but some who are, of course, busy, are getting a chance to speak to us. And let me just engage one of the friends of family who also part of the life of June Moi. Esther, just start with the name and tell us what you remember about her.
Moi. My name is Abitus Moi. Yes. June was my sister-in-law. Do I say more?
Yeah. Tell us what you remember about her.
No, I'll always remember June as my sister-in-law. She was always happy, and she kept a good smile. Yeah.
There's something that was mentioned during the service, that she loved movies. Did you get a chance to watch any with her?
Yes, she loved movies and she loved family. Yes.
And perhaps something that you picked from her, a message that you can give to Kenyans that they can remember her from.
She was a family lady and she loved all of us. She loved family unity and she kept us very, very united. Yes.
Sorry so much about the loss. All right, let me engage another one quickly. Just start with your name and tell us something you remember about June.
Yeah, my name is Anthony Kegode, and I knew June for many years, more than 40 years, and we were in school together, and I knew her as a very sporty woman. She used to ride horses. She was very good with horses, and she would play polo. So she was very, very sporty, a very strong swimmer, and generally a wonderful person. And she will be sorely missed, and we are going to continue to pray for her soul to be placed next to God for eternity.
You've known her for quite a while. What were these real values that she really had close to her heart?
She was a person who loved this country very much. She loved everything about it. She loved her friends. She was a very, very, very kind and generally just a sweet person, a very, very nice person. She wasn't loud, and she was always polite in presence. She was a soul that is very rare to find in Kenya and or even in any other place. She was very unique in that way, and we will miss her. We will miss her. We will miss her a lot.
Really sorry for the loss.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, sir. So, Anki, those are some of the messages that are still coming from here at the Wilson Airport as we await that plane to leave the Wilson Airport to the final resting place. And we hope that we'll be getting some more details as soon as we are at, rather when the plane will be taking off from this location. Back to you, Anki.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel To, for, of course, keeping us, up to date and just walking this journey with us all the way. Of course, we appreciate you for that. Just, of course, standing with the family this far, Chebet was the last born daughter among the former president's 8 children. Moi had 5 sons and 3 daughters, among them a set of twins. But also to bring in is she attended the Nairobi Primary Kenya High School and then moved on to university in Canada. She was a successful businesswoman, let alone being what has been referred to as a family woman, a generally good person. She was equally a thriving businesswoman. You will follow closely that what we are seeing on the screen is support given by family, friends, the whole entire country, but most importantly, her nephews. And we have moved from the Lee Funeral Home to the Wilson Airport, where this particular airplane is yet to take off to Nakuru. But even as we do follow then, we had the June Moi celebrated by colleagues as well, and have former colleagues, essentially. She survived a daughter, a beautiful daughter, who will be speaking on this particular day and has been, honored in the program. And at her time of demise, she suffered a short illness, according to the information we have, and was taken to the hospital, Nairobi Hospital to be more precise. And there she sadly left us. So far, June has been celebrated by friends and family. Her daughter Paula Jepkemoi is the only daughter that June has left behind, but we'll be speaking on that particular, burial ceremony and the service that will be at the AIC in Kabarak. June Chebet Moi was 60 years old at the time of her demise. She was 60 years old, and the AIC Church will conduct the funeral service today. We expect that to begin at 10 a.m. Essentially, what you're seeing on the screen is the airplane waiting to take off. What you cannot see at this point in time, but was shown to you earlier, our family already there. There is a part of her family that is right there at Wilson Airport. They have spoken to us on this particular demise, celebrating her, most of them just appreciating her sporty, fashionable nature. And in fact, most intriguing is that the late June Moi, was a generally good person. Emmanuel To is going to be talking to us, but we have Francis Ontomwa. Francis Ontomwa is at the Nakuru airstrip, where we, of course, expect that this airplane, once leaving the Wilson Airport, shall land at the Francis Ontoma will be there at the Kabarak airstrip, Kabarak. Yes, at Kabarak Airstrip. Apologies for that. So Francis Otomwa is at the Kabarak Airstrip, and he will, once this particular, once the body arrives, will give us updates of what is expected from there onwards. But we're bringing you the live coverage, and the pictures you're seeing are live from the Wilson Airport, where the body of the late Dr. June Moi now just lying in there, and the family is represented, but there's still more family expecting to receive her and the rest of the family in Nakuru. But our own Francis Ontoma is at the Kabarak Airstrip. So once the body arrives, we'll give you again more details and pick it up from there. But also just once again to celebrate the late June. She was born on the 1st of June, which speaks a lot for her name, in the year 1963, and her sunset in the year 2024, 11th April, and that marks 60 years. What we know for sure is that the late former president, Moi, loved June, and that is what most of the family, and friends have said, that the relationship that they had as a family continues to linger on, and so is the legacy of the name. Keegan Moi, Alan, nephews that spoke to us have equally shared the same. Now, so far, she was the last daughter of the late Moi, and the preparations now are being taken, and just bringing you up to speed for those who are still joining us right now. Those are live pictures from the Wilson Airport, and you can see attendants just coming in and out of the aeroplane, ensuring that it is safe for takeoff. And once it is ready, then I'm also sure that Emmanuel too will bring us up to speed, so that you and I are at par in as far as these burial arrangements in the last honor and the respect of the late Dr. June Moi is concerned. Fare thee well, and of course Kenyans continue to speak some of the very key voices in authority locally and internationally. Immediately from the time that late June Moi died on 11th of April, took to social media, including, her brother, Gideon Moi, President Moi also spoke on, June's leadership and her being not just a senior citizen at this stage, but being an exemplary, exceptional young woman in her youth, in her career, now celebrated businesswoman. All this was said not only on social media, not only locally, but also internationally. But it is important to also say that Moi had 5 sons, 3 daughters, and among the children are a set of twins. AIC, Kabarak will be where we're expecting this particular funeral service to happen. The program is out, and the people we're expecting to be speaking include, Reverend Laban K. Kitoni, who will give the invocation and the Lord's Prayer, just to share some of the things expected to happen today. We're also expecting Honorable Raymond Kipruto Moi to be part of those who will give the word of welcome once we follow closely the official funeral service that will commence by about expected time, 10 a.m., probably 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Like I mentioned earlier on, June is survived by a beautiful daughter, one daughter, Paula Suzanne Jebkemboi. All right, and we will be seeing her, but so far, friends and family praying for grace through this very dark time. What we also know is that friends have come in and poured their tributes as well, supporting the family of the late June through this trying moment. And Dr. Wanjiku Motia is expected to speak during the service at the AIC Kabarak Committee. What she will have to say might just be another echo, but in her own special way, we will wait to hear again what friends would say and how they knew her in their own individual interactions with the late June Moi. June Moi was sporty. That's what they say about her. She loved good life generally. You know, she loved to be happy. She was charismatic. She would light up the room, as one of the nephews told us when we spoke to them right there at the Wilson Airport. Prior to the pictures you're seeing here, nephews spoke to our reporter Emmanuel too, and one of the things they said is she would walk into a room and literally light it up based on her natural nature and her bubbly nature. So that essentially is what we have. But let's also hear what is happening in terms of preparations once June arrives in Kabarak. Francis Ontoma is and has been camping there. Francis, if you can hear me, please give us the what is the feel of the atmosphere? What are the preparations on her reception this far? Good morning, Francis.
Good morning, Anki. We are broadcasting live from the Kabrak airstrip. It's a bright sunny morning here at the airstrip, but not so bright because of the sadness that the death of June Moi has brought here at the home of the Kenya's second president, Daniel Arap Moi. So right now we are at the Kabrak airstrip. We are told that any moment from now, minutes of counting the body of the late June Moi should be coming along here. And just to give you a feel of what's happening here at the airstrip, from my right-hand side, you can see there is a lineup of vehicles that will be making a procession from the airstrip all the way to the Kabrak Chapel grounds, the Kabrak University Chapel grounds, where we will be having that ceremony, a ceremony that is that has been said will take about 2 hours. So we are seeing dignitaries coming here. I'm seeing the Vice Chancellor of Kabrak University, Professor Henry Kiplagat, already here. He's part of the team that will be leading the way from here to the chapel grounds. I'm seeing the media also making their way here. They are trying to capture these last moments of June Moi. A lady who's been described, of course, as a charming and a lady of endearing demeanor and one who was loved by so many people. There is an ambulance here that is also part of the procession. I'm seeing medics and many other people who are camping here, all waiting for the procession to begin. So there is a climate. There's not so many people are here, but there is a climate of sadness, definitely. And there is also a lot of expectations of this day. We expect top government officials to be here. Opposition leaders will be coming along here. We are told Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Vice President, former Vice President, will be leading the Azimio team in terms of coming to mourn June Moi. And from here, we also told that aside from what will be happening at the chapel, we'll have a 2 hours session, or rather a service that will be going on there. From there, we will be heading to Nakuru Bahati area, where she'll be laid to rest at around 1 p.m., according to what the program says. So lots of activities. It's not really a bright day here because of course, what is happening. But definitely lots of expectations to see what will be transpiring later on. And just to give you a feel of who June Moi really was, June Moi has been described as a pillar and a strong pillar of the Moi family, right from her death happening last week, same day, that was on the 11th of April. There has been lots of tributes coming in, lots of tributes right from the president. We've had William Ruto mourning June Moi as a lady who was charismatic, a lady who was a unifying factor for the Moi family. We've had other top dignitaries, the likes of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, the Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, all, of course, sending strong tributes, paying glowing tributes to a lady who was seen as an important figure in the Moi family. So we will be looking out to see who else will be coming along. We have already seen a eulogy that is really moving, really emotional, all trying to piece together and the life of a lady who died at the age of 60. So Anki, so lots of expectations. So we will be, of course, waiting and looking around what is happening, so that you're able to broadcast to you live events that will be coming out of the Kabrak airstrip. Anki?
Well, Thank you very much. That is Francis Ontomwa. Thank you for first camping there quite early. And what we are seeing and what you have told us is there isn't much activity yet. But of course, we've seen, some vehicles there. We've seen, there's order. Essentially, there is order. Emotional. You have mentioned, Francis has mentioned that it is quite emotional right now. That is the general atmosphere. And what is on your screen is we're showing you these two very key venues in this program. At the Wilson Airport, right below, you're seeing the Wilson Airport, which means that the late Dr. June Moi body is still at the Wilson Airport. These are live pictures from these particular locations concurrently. At the Wilson Airport, her body is still there, yet to be lifted. But the Kabarak airstrip team, family, friends, and our own Francis Ontomwa are still also strategically there, waiting to receive the late June Moi once she lands at Nakuru. What you're seeing is there is a number of people on standby. So a lot of preparations were done to make this day successful in great honor of a life celebrated not only by Kenyans who interacted with her, but her family and friends. And like Francis has mentioned, top dignitary voices in their own capacity from her time of demise have continued to pour tributes and eulogize the late Dr. June in their own personal ways, including President William Ruto, Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. But essentially, what you're seeing there is the waiting to, of course, receive the late June Moi. You're seeing phone calls being made, but what essentially we can pick is once she leaves the Wilson Airport, once her body leaves the Wilson Airport, her arrival has equally been prepared for. The cars are on standby, so are different personalities right there at Kabarak Airstrip. No wonder those two images on the screen, the live pictures rather, on the screen. June Moi's funeral service will be happening at the AIC Kabarak Community Chapel grounds. We need to make that correction real quick. The AIC Kabarak Community Chapel grounds is where we're expecting. Now, what you're seeing is also the preparations at the AIC Kabarak Community Chapel grounds. Just what we're seeing is that essentially there's a lot of coordination to make this day a successful, honorable day in the last respect. We've brought you back now to the AIC, to the airstrip. Right here. So what we are showing you at the bottom is the Wilson Airport, where Emmanuel To is on location. We walked with you all the way from the Lee Funeral Home to the routes that were used to the Wilson Airport. And now what we are seeing is that her body is in that airplane. That airplane has the late June Moi's body, but we are waiting for it to be lifted to Nakuru. She will be lifted to Nakuru, and the pictures you're seeing concurrently at the Kabarak Airstrip are the family, friends, and people that are on standby waiting for her to land. But there we have Francis Ontomwa, who is also doing the live coverage. What he mentioned is our commitment to giving you the factual coverage right here at KTN News. So essentially, stay with us all the way. The service at the AIC Chapel, which we just shared with you shortly, we will also bring those pictures live from the AIC Kabarak Community Chapel grounds to just show you that essentially everything has been put in order. When that then happens, we're expecting the ceremony to happen, or the service to begin at around 10 a.m. Or latest, perhaps 11 a.m. But what we have on the program is that it will begin at 10 a.m. We will equally take those pictures live for you. Now, it is important to share that June is celebrated, and she left behind, and she has been survived by her beautiful daughter, who will speak during the service. People just sending their love and warmth to June's, daughter, that is Paula Suzanne Jepkemboi, who will speak during the service. So we will essentially go there when the time is right. But what I want us to all follow is that June has been celebrated locally and internationally. Also, ever jovial was one of the qualities that was shared with us, that she was ever jovial. She was a family person. Her sister-in-law, earlier on at the Wilson Airport, the pictures you're seeing right below the Kabarak airstrip, she spoke to us. Her sister-in-law spoke to us and spoke about her as a very supportive sister-in-law. So this just only proves that June Moi was a family person and supportive. One of her nephews also just told us, and that is the family that is at Wilson Airport, speaking to Emmanuel To prior to this, just saying that June Moi always encouraged them to embrace themselves for the uniqueness of each other, and that they're always to be the best in the room, but embrace themselves and their uniqueness. June Chebet Moi, Dr. June Chebet Moi, died at the age of 60 years old. But in her years alive, between the ages of 0 to 60, has been eulogized as a great personality, including the voices of Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, His Excellency, President William Ruto. And she is a daughter of the late President Moi, all right, who also loved her deeply. She had, 5 brothers, I believe, and sisters, and a daughter to one of the, heads of state. And what now is being shown to you are pictures concurrently in as far as the last send-off is concerned. As you can see, phone calls, but everybody in these images are on standby. The plane is set to, of course, take off. But until then, we keep our cameras on location to give you that transition all the way from where we began with Emmanuel To, our reporter on the ground from the Lee Funeral Home, left to the Wilson Airport on the screen. Now, when we get to the AIC, of course, in Kabrak, again, Bahati is essentially the place, to be specific, where she will be laid to rest. We are expecting a number of presentations to happen, including that of Kabrak University Chapel Choir. They had a strong Christian foundation. I'm speaking of June having a strong Christian foundation. Besides all the good things in life that she enjoyed, being sporty, etc., she's celebrated as a woman who had a strong foundation in her spirituality. We will see the Kabarak University Chapel Choir give a presentation in her honor during the service. Her uncle, Michael Bomet, will speak. Michael Bomet will also speak. We're just seeing a lot of cohesion with the family this far. A lot of commitment with the family this far, friends, and the coordination is pretty much vividly seamless. It is quite vividly seamless. This is why we are bringing you the live pictures in as far. And you can see not much is happening at this point in time in both locations. We had a bit of movement earlier on with the convoy from the Lee Funeral Home. But following the pictures live on screen right now, not much is happening. If we will hear from our reporters on the ground to essentially tell us what might have been happening or what is happening at this point in time. Emmanuel To mentioned, of course, the nephews had spoken. There was a bit of movement then, but what we are having is the airplane that has her body inside right now, just getting ready for takeoff. Her aunts have also come in to speak, and we're looking forward to one particular aunt, Alice Bomet, who will speak at the AIC chapel grounds shortly, when the body then arrives at the Kabarak airstrip and then eventually to the chapel. But also cousins will be allowed to speak during this service. Cousins will be allowed to speak, of course, not in entirety, but in representation. We are still seeing a bit of activity here at the Kabarak airstrip live, vehicles arriving. All right, essentially what we're seeing is a bit of activity now at the Kabaraka airstrip, where we're expecting the late June Moi's body to land after leaving Wilson Airport. So what we're seeing is arrival of, cars. I wouldn't say for sure who is arriving at this point in time, but I'm sure Francis Otuoma who is camping there is taking pretty much most of these details of who is arriving, who has arrived, and what activity essentially is happening in detail. Because earlier on, prior to this arrival of these cars, we have had some cars already parked there. So essentially at this point, the information we have is that there is proper seamless coordination in the last send-off and respect being given to the late Dr. June Moi. She will be laid to rest in Bahati Nakuru. She will be laid to rest in Bahati Nakuru. So let's just cross over. Of course, Francis Otuoma is still there at the Kabarak airstrip. Francis, I see a bit of activity and some cars coming in. Please let us know, bring us up to date. Has anything so far developed? Any new updates on the location? Francis.
Yeah, Anki, you're right. There is a little bit more activity at the airstrip now. We are seeing more cars streaming into the airstrip. Perhaps an indication that we are in the penultimate stages of the waiting. So any moment from now, we believe that we should be seeing the arrival of the plane carrying the remains of June Moi. So what we are not able to establish exactly are the people who are coming in, because most of them haven't alighted yet from the tinted vehicles. So we are still waiting and looking around what is happening. But Anki, one of the most profound things that you mentioned is about the legacy that June Moi leaves, and I think it's very important to talk about it a bit. I've been speaking around to some of the relatives who are around here, and the feeling that you get is that away from the glares of the cameras and the limelight that June Moi had, and being the president of the daughter of Kenya's second president, Daniel Arap Moi, this grief is solitary to this family. It is really personal and painful to the family. They're trying to recount the good times that they shared with the late June. And you can feel like she kept a low profile. And that means that not so many people really got to understand or to get to know June Moi, who she was. But for the family who lived and grew together, you get a feeling that this is a massive loss for the family. There are people who are saying that June Moi was the pillar of this family. She was the unifying factor in terms of bringing all the rest of the kin, all the rest of the sons and daughters of the president together. So it is a sad moment for this family. And the mourning is really evident because of the kind of assertions that we are capturing here. So as you can see, those are pictures showing you that there is a bit more activity happening. We are seeing lots of movements of the officials here. There is heightened security here within the airstrip. We are seeing the GSU officers taking their position. We are seeing even plainclothes officers around here. There is a hearse positioned closer to the ambulance, and that tells you that it's being positioned right at where it's supposed to pick the body from where the plane will land. So that is an indication that there is high alertness at the airstrip, and more activity should be ensuing from here. So we are also waiting to see who will be arriving here. As we had indicated, there will be lots of dignitaries expected at the chapel grounds. Lots of preparations on that end. We left our reporter Paul Nabisu also manning that area to see who will be arriving. So it is expected to be a brief day, and not really a long program, But aside from that, we expect lots of action in terms of speeches, messages of condolences. We've had a glimpse of the eulogy of the late June Moi, and it is a testament of the kind of life and legacy that she left. There are positive sentiments being said about her. Aside from what very few people knew about her, there is a lot of good things that have been said about the lady. So we are waiting, still waiting. So we will be, of course, touching base with you the moment the plane touches ground here at the Kabarak airstrip to be able to give you more briefing as to what transpires. Anki?
All right, that is it. Thank you very much, Francis Otoma, for just letting us know that still there is activity expected pretty much from now. We will be also hearing from Paul Nabiswa shortly because, of course, as you have rightfully put it, Francis Otoma, is that we have Paul Nabiswa at the chapel grounds, who will also now, when we get to hear from him, let us know what is happening there, what the environment is like, what preparations are being put in order or have already been put in order. But looks like things are getting essentially more and more detailed at this point in time at the Kabarak airstrip. You can see from the movement of the vehicles, parking in I don't know if it's in probably choreographed manner or order, but Francis Otoma has continued to let us know that he will be letting us know every minute where need be what activity is ensuing. But Francis has also mentioned to us that we're expecting quite a number of dignitaries to be at the chapel for the service as per the life that the late June Moi lived. She did, of course, associate and interacted with quite a number of dignitaries. So not very long program expected today. It will be brief, but a lot of action also expected. And I just want to appreciate, of course, our reporters on the ground who started this way earlier. And as is our duty right here at the media and at KTN News, we will continue to give you this great honor. And we have pictures from the Wilson Airport. Action, families right there. And once the airplane takes off, we'll also give you more updates. I want to exit the studio now, but I want to give this pass this mantle over to Dennis Aseto. Dennis Aseto will take you through the rest of this coverage, and essentially we'll continue to keep you updated. Francis Otoma at Kabarak airstrip with Emmanuel To at the Wilson Airport, Francis Paul Nabiswa at the chapel, all the way through the way. But somebody once said, every new beginning comes from some other beginnings, and may the soul of the late Dr. June Moi rest in eternal peace. May his family get the comfort. Of course, that is a Wilson Airport. And just before I exit, what we're seeing here is activities, and the body of the late June Moi is just about to exit. The late June Moi's body is just about to exit. The plane is about to, take off. Those are just the last, things being put together. We're seeing family, those we had not seen earlier on. Now, of course, the ladies have arrived earlier on. We had just seen the nephews, perhaps, one of her in-laws, sister-in-laws. But now, essentially, we're seeing more people, more activity. Emmanuel To is there, and he'll give us a little more details on that. And that is the Wilson Airport. But on this other side is a Kabarak airstrip. So essentially what we're doing is to make sure that accurate and precise live pictures come to you back to back. And that is essentially what the team is doing. We're seeing that friends and family, or, to be more specific, Emmanuel To will help with that, are now boarding the plane. Right, which shows signs and cues that there is probability that the takeoff. This is, of course, the wife to Gideon Moi. I'm sure that we will give you that picture again. The wife of Gideon Moi has arrived and will be, of course, very essentially spoken to on this matter. But you have seen her photos there, the airplane ready, the nephews, the uncles, and pretty much family members just boarding the plane. This is the activity. They're boarding the plane, and this is a cue that we are about to take off to the Kabarak airstrip. Nephews, of course, some of them spoke. That is at Wilson Airport. They're boarding the plane where the late June Moi's body is. And of course, we are looking forward to, once they settle, the takeoff should be probably in a few minutes. And there is a whole team, a very proper coordination, quite seamless, quite organized at the Kabarak airstrip when they get there, but we'll show you those live pictures concurrently eventually. But the activity now is family, friends now boarding planes, the plane rather, getting ready for the takeoff. Emmanuel too got a chance to interact with some of them. Of course, you're seeing there Kiken, who also spoke to us about her, his auntie, pretty much eulogizing her as a great spirit, very, very great spirit, saying they rode horses together. His father, rather, Gideon, rode horses together with June. So there was that beautiful sibling relationship and love between them. So she has been remembered as sporty. And what we're expecting then now is that once the family is settled on the plane, then there will be the takeoff. What we know for sure is that this has been quite organized, seamless. We saw the police escort the convoy from Lee Funeral Home through Bagathi, through the Langata Road, and now finally to the to the Wilson Airport, where we're seeing the activity, a bit of activity, as we have seen family, including the wife to Gideon Moi in blue, just boarding the plane. Of course, conversations here and there, but we'll expect then the takeoff shortly, because what we know in the program is that at the AIC Chapel grounds at Kabarak, the program should begin by at least 10 a.m. So they're not very behind time or schedule, but of course a very organized family, and like you have seen, they are settling down on the plane. June Moi died at 60 years old. Now, several planes, but we have also seen one particular plane that had the body of the late June Moi. Once they do take off, and they will go all the way they're going straight to Kabarak, and she'll be laid to rest, to be specific, in Bahati. All right, Bahati in Nakuru. That is where she will be laid to rest. But we have seen family. The side, we'll give you those photos at Kabarak airstrip. There is another convoy already on standby, waiting to receive family who have just boarded the plane and are yet to take off. Now, these are the final steps. You can see now the pilot just taking their seats, pretty much the final steps into the takeoff. And once this does happen, we'll still give you the coverage as precisely as you're seeing, as accurate, right on the ground. And once they arrive, a team similar to this is on the Kabarak airstrip. Now, these are the images of the receiving team at the Kabarak airstrip. They have been here for quite some time. Of course, by the time June Moi's life, of course, June was at the Wilson Airport. We already had live pictures of Kabarak airstrip ready to receive June Moi. We're seeing dignitaries now. Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka right here. Emmanuel To, just please let us know. We're seeing dignitaries already there. Let us know what they have to say. And Karibu to this point in time.
Well, thank you very much, Anki. We are joined by some of the dignitaries who are also escorting June to her final resting place. And some of those are the former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, who is also the Wiper Party leader, and other leaders, including the former Governor for Murang'a, Mwangi wa Iria. Let me just engage the former VP. And what would you remember about June, and what does this mean to you?
Well, as we escort our sister to her final resting place, of course, we remember June as a vibrant, exuberant, the smile is what we shall miss most, and her sheer presence, right? Although she was President Moi's daughter, right? You never saw that in her demeanor. It was just June. So that's why we are all in solidarity at this time as we fly down there to say kwaheri to her.
And you worked closely with the father, the former president, the retired president, the late Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. What was it like interacting with June and the relationship you had with her?
You know, she made sure that whenever her dad was engaging political leaders, she would just be evasive. I mean, she would be there and yet she's not there. She had that tremendous respect for leaders. And she knew that her dad had to engage with everybody at the appropriate times. So she would come and within minutes she's gone. So she was also that type of a person. You wouldn't all the time associate her with her father. So she gave everybody space. And so because her father was very engaging, as you know, a hands-on kind of president.
Okay. And lastly, she was a patriot. What would the message be? I'm saying she was a patriot. She was a patriot. Yes. What messages can Kenyans draw from her life?
Just to keep on, for example, loving each other. Because I never had anybody complain about June Moi. Nobody. So if we can all be all-encompassing, loving each other, tolerating each other, it would be an appropriate tribute to this wonderful lady.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me speak to Governor here. Just a quick word. I know you have been a person of interest. What do you draw from the message from June's death?
You know, June's father was the father of the nation. So Moi's family is actually a national family. And that's a family which brought Kenyans together for 24 years. So actually, June is a child of this country. And as a child of Moi, that is the element which was connecting Moi's family with the other children in this nation. So the laws of June actually is the partial laws of the family's connection with the nation of Kenya.
Thank you so much, Governor. We have to go because the leaders are just getting ready to board their planes, going all the way to the final resting place in Nakuru County.
The live pictures from the Wilson Airport, and of course we have heard from the dignitaries, including Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, who has eulogized June as having had tremendous respect for leaders, and she gave everybody their space, and she was a patriot. I want to hand over to Dennis Aseto, and of course remember, every time you live and breathe the next breath, what will you be remembered for? May her soul rest in peace. Dennis Aseto will take over for the next. Thank you for watching.
Good morning and many thanks, Anki Doris, as you bring us up to speed on the ongoings as the country and the family bids farewell to June Moi, who died at the age of 60. Those are leaders of pictures coming to you live from Wilson Airport. That is Kalonzo Musyoka, Wiper leader, boarding the plane as they make their way towards Kabarak airstrip. That is former CS Eugene Wamalwa and DAP Kenya leader as he boards, and also that is Senator from Machakos also boarding the plane. That is former Governor Mwangi wa Iria also getting ready to board the plane as they make their way towards the Kabarak airstrip, where they will be landing for the final rites and final process as the country, the family and friends bid goodbye to and final respects to June Moi. Today we are bringing you live coverage across the day. We have our reporter stationed. Emmanuel To is at the